At the beginning of the movie, we meet Ed, who is going on a trip with his wife Nancy and daughter Cassidy. The three of them are in a boat near the shore. Ed is teaching his daughter how to swim. Suddenly, Cassidy tells him that there's something in the water and asks him to stop hitting her. But Ed says that he didn't even touch her. Then Ed also feels that there's something wrong under the water. He decides to take Cassidy back into the boat. As soon as Nancy hears the tremble in his voice, she immediately rushes to help them. Both of them climb onto the boat, and Nancy holds her daughter tightly. But suddenly, something pulls Ed down and attacks him. Then, screaming in pain, he surfaces and tries to swim quickly towards the boat. But unfortunately, he doesn't make it to the boat because there's a shark under the water that bites off his leg. Meanwhile, Nancy is holding her daughter tightly and calling out to her husband. Ed surfaces once again, but this time for the last time, and he dies. This terrifying scene has a deep impact on Cassidy and causes her psychological trauma, which leads to nightmares that continue as she grows up. Now things become even more stressful for her because she has returned to the same country where the accident happened. But this time, Cassidy is not alone. This time, she has come with her husband Craig, who is a representative of the British Museum and has been sent to search for underwater treasure. Craig knows what happened to Cassidy's father. That's why he tells her that she can stay at the hotel if she wants. But Cassidy decides that she will go with him. But it's clearly visible that this trip is going to be very difficult for her. Everything she sees makes her feel even more tense. In the crowd, she also spots a little girl who looks just like she did in her childhood. When they arrive there, Craig introduces her to his friend Benz, whose boat will take them to the treasure. Benz asks if he can bring along his two friends as well, and they agree. In the next scene, we meet Pierre and Sarah, who come to thank Benz and are ready to join them on this trip. Once everyone boards the boat, Benz introduces them to his assistant Kai and mentions that Kai doesn't talk much. Then everyone moves forward and starts walking along the same path where Cassidy once experienced the worst moments of her life. During this time, old memories begin to resurface in Cassidy's mind, and she also remembers her grandfather Seamus, who used to tell a group of students about his trip to the Galapagos Islands. Seamus was telling them how he was amazed by the strange and unusual plants there. By chance, when he was reaching out his hand toward a strange plant, the captain was with him and immediately grabbed his hand, explaining that it was a poisonous plant. Through this story, Seamus wanted to teach the students that whether it seems necessary or not, one should always be cautious, because this caution could one day save their life. At that moment, Jordan was alone in his boat. Someone warns him. He says another boat is quite close. From this, we learn that they are searching for the sunken ship. There were drugs on that ship. When those people see Jordan's boat, Jordan doesn't panic at all because he himself is a criminal. His gang has more powerful weapons than those pirates. Within seconds, Jordan and his gang finish off those dangerous pirates. When they search the pirates' sailboat, they throw the bodies into the sea. They loot their weapons. As soon as the blood spreads in the sea, we know what happens when sharks smell blood. But amidst all this, what catches their attention is a tracking device, which they find wrapped in a plastic bag. On the other side, Cassidy receives a video call from her grandfather. She tries to hide her tension when Seamus talks to her. Seamus says that he just called so he could greet her before the network cuts off. Cassidy smiles and replies that there's no need for the network to cut off. But at that very moment, she realizes she was wrong because the network actually does cut off and she isn't even able to properly say goodbye to her grandfather. Then Nancy goes to her father and says that his daughter is no longer a child and he should stop worrying about her. During the boat journey, Cassidy's tension starts to increase when she sees Kai preparing the diving equipment. Cassidy, a bit nervous, says that she never agreed to this, and she didn't even know that all these things would be happening. Then Benz explains to her that he brings this cage for those divers who sometimes like to go underwater with him. But on this trip, it's not going to be used at all. Cassidy feels embarrassed about her reaction and immediately apologizes. Here we learn that Cassidy didn't want to stay at the hotel because her grandfather had taught her to always face her fears and never let any fear take control over her. The cage incident proves that the fear inside Cassidy hasn't completely gone away yet. But after a little while, she overcomes her fear and tells Craig that she will dive with him too. Hearing this, Craig is initially surprised, but then his face lights up with happiness. At the same time, on the other side, Jordan and his men reach the location of the tracking device's signal. According to their calculations, about 80 kilos of drugs are hidden underwater, and now they are waiting for someone to go down and retrieve them. Meanwhile, Cassidy is preparing her diving gear and thinking that Benz won't be going down with them. Benz explains to her that he has done this many times before, but now he will just stay on the boat and watch everything from above. So Benz and Kai stay on the boat, while Craig, Cassidy, and the rest of the team dive underwater to complete their mission. While diving, they reach an area where an old destroyed ship is lying, and scattered around it are some gold mines. Everyone starts collecting whatever they find along their way. Meanwhile, Sarah signals her husband Pierre to take some photos of her. Pierre gets the camera ready, and Sarah starts posing in front of the destroyed ship. But just then, a shark appears and starts coming straight towards Pierre from behind. As soon as Sarah sees the shark, she panics and starts signaling to Pierre. At first, Pierre doesn't understand anything, but when he finally turns around and looks, he is shocked. Both of them immediately swim quickly towards the ship and try to hide inside it. However, Pierre and Sarah were quite scared of the shark. Still, after staying quiet for a while, they leave their spot and try to escape. But the shark comes back, and this time it attacks Pierre directly. With a single bite, Pierre's hand is severed by the shark's sharp teeth. Pierre's scream is so loud that even Cassidy, who is standing in the water near the ship, can hear it from afar. Cassidy and the others immediately realize that something is very wrong. They signal to Benz and Kai, and everyone rushes quickly in that direction. With great difficulty, they manage to pull Sarah and Pierre out of the water, but by then Pierre's blood has already spread in the water, and the shark starts chasing them again. As soon as Sarah surfaces, she screams, "There's a shark here!" Craig barely manages to get Pierre to the boat. The girls start swimming as fast as they can. Just then, Craig sees that the shark is only 1 meter away. It was right next to Cassidy. Without thinking, he helps pull Cassidy out. The shark was about to attack Craig too, but everyone manages to escape at the last moment. Pierre's condition is very serious. The tension is clearly visible on everyone's faces. When Ben sees the size of the shark, he gets scared. But Kai says in a calm voice, "This is normal here." Meanwhile, Kai points out another boat to Ben's. It looks much bigger and more powerful than their boat. They immediately head towards that boat, hoping that the captain will help them. They hope to get Pierre to the hospital quickly. Benz navigates his boat towards them. He asks the captain for help. As they get closer, they realize this boat belongs to Jordan. Benz explains the whole situation to him. He requests that Jordan come up himself. Here, Jordan sees his opportunity. He introduces a man with a frightening face. His name is Apache. With him are Chucky and Chase. When Jordan and his people see Pierre's condition, they get scared. Jordan tells them that there was a big white shark in this sea. No one has understood its migration pattern so far. Then he shows his chain around his neck. He says that his life has already collided with a shark. "This is the proof. I survived that death." The girls couldn't understand what connection Pierre's hand had with this, so they decided to take action immediately. At this point, it became clear to everyone that Pierre wouldn't survive much longer, so she tried to let Jordan take the lead to see what he would do. But this made Jordan suspicious. When Jordan sees that Benz and Craig are willing to let him go, he changes the tone of his voice. He asks if they have seen anything strange in the ocean. Craig immediately replies no. He says they have nothing to do with Jordan's work. He says they're not even thinking about interfering. Still, Jordan remains suspicious. He calls his men and tells them, throw everyone into the ocean, because Jordan's divers still hadn't returned. He kept glancing at the cage on his boat. He was thinking that by using the cage, he could reach his goods without running into the sharks. Then he tells Benz, "Give me the cage. In return, I'll let all of you go." Jordan picks up his gun and threatens them. "It's very easy for me to end all of this." At that moment, Cassidy steps forward and asks, "How much does the load weigh?" Then she explains, "This cage can't handle that much weight." She says, "I've spent my whole life studying sharks in underwater situations. That's why I'm the best option for this job." When Apache hears her, he agrees. Chucky jokes, saying, "Today, I'm not going to be shark food." Jordan is a bit confused at first, but then agrees because he doesn't have any better options. Jordan tells Cassidy exactly where the thing he's looking for is, and since he doesn't have a radio, he tells Cassidy, "I'll pull you out exactly 45 minutes later." Cassidy puts on her diving suit and goes down in the cage. Jordan tells everyone, "Take her down further." At that moment, Cassidy remembers her grandfather's words about courage, and then she lets herself go down even further. As soon as the cage reaches the ocean floor, a big shark appears in front of her. Then another shark comes and starts circling around as well. Both sharks circle around Cassidy. So Cassidy stops right there. She waits until they get tired and swim away. As soon as the sharks move away, Cassidy decides to get out. Meanwhile, on the boat, Craig secretly hands the gold coins he had to Kai, without anyone noticing. Craig tells Kai to hide the gold coins. Just then, Chucky suddenly shouts and points everyone toward the sharks in the water. Everyone is shocked when they see the size of the sharks. But Jordan refuses to stop his mission and says that Cassidy will only come back once she finds what she's looking for. Craig gets very angry at this side of Jordan and tells him that he is a selfish man. Jordan smiles and says, "Absolutely right. I'm exactly that kind of bad example." Meanwhile, underwater, Cassidy starts tying the rope to Jordan's item, and looking around, confirms that the sharks are far away. But she doesn't notice that the sharks are slowly coming closer to her, and then suddenly she finds them right in front of her. Both sharks suddenly appear in front of Cassidy, but she realizes that if she can't tie this load today, everything will be ruined. So she controls her fear, and somehow, without making too many movements, starts tying the rope to the heavy load. She keeps working carefully, and just as she starts to fix it, one of the sharks begins to rush toward her at high speed. Cassidy reacts at the last second and immediately gets inside the cage. She slams the gate shut. Everyone on the boat above feels the loud jolt coming from under the water. Craig immediately says to Jordan, "That's enough time now. Quick, pull the cage up." Down in the water, both sharks crash into the cage, and the whole cage starts shaking violently. Jordan finally agrees and gives the order to pull the cage up. As the cage is lifted, the sharks continue to chase it. At that moment, one of the sharks attacks the rope, and a heavy bag breaks off and falls into the water. As soon as the cage comes out of the water, Cassidy starts screaming, "There are sharks below!" That's when he notices that a bag is missing. Cassidy immediately points it out. She tries to explain to Jordan that it's now almost impossible to retrieve anything from below, and it's pointless to risk going down among the sharks. Jordan is about to lose his mind when suddenly Chaz's loud scream is heard. Everyone turns to see that a shark is attacking Chaz. All the men rush to save him. Amidst this confusion, Craig sees an opportunity and tries to snatch Jordan's gun. But during the scuffle, Craig falls into the water. Jordan immediately fires his gun, but all the bullets miss Craig. Cassidy's fear increases even more when she sees that her husband has fallen into the water and there is nothing but blood all around the cage. Jordan immediately commands Chucky to jump in and pull Chaz out of the water. As soon as Chucky jumps into the water, a large shark appears right in front of him. In a single moment, Jordan loses both his men and his entire shipment of drugs. At that moment, Kai quietly gives Cassidy the gold coins and makes a plan to hide them in the garage. Sarah also tries to comfort Cassidy because Cassidy is now in shock. Jordan, in anger, pulls out his gun and points it at the girls, threatening, "I'll kill all of you right here." Cassidy immediately shows Jordan the gold coin she has in her hand. She tries to offer Jordan a new deal. At first, Jordan is surprised, but then he realizes that the idea of gold could be beneficial for him. Sarah yells at Jordan in anger and says that they only came back because her husband's hand was bitten off by a shark. Jordan becomes greedy for the gold. At that moment, we see that Craig is still alive. As he makes his way through the desert, he is searching for his boat, and soon Craig spots a boat ahead. Meanwhile, Sarah sees that Pierre's dead body has been thrown into the water. Sarah breaks down and yells at Jordan, "You're a monster!" In anger, Cassidy decides that she will go down herself to recover the treasure. Cassidy has an injured leg, and Sarah's psychological condition is also not good. But together, both of them agree to Jordan's plan. On the other hand, Craig barely manages to reach the boat. He calls for help on the radio, but gets no response. Meanwhile, Cassidy starts to feel suspicious. She thinks that Jordan is hiding something. She confronts Jordan and directly asks, "Tell the truth, you're doing all this just for the money, aren't you?" Jordan, who was exhausted from fighting with the hostage, reveals his secret out of anger and helplessness. He says, "I was in the United States Navy before. Then I was arrested and kicked out of there." Cassidy listens to him carefully. Just then, one of Jordan's men comes running and shouts, "The Coast Guard is coming!" The whole atmosphere suddenly becomes filled with tension. Jordan tells her that if she tries to act smart, he will kill Benz and Sarah. When the guards arrive, Jordan pretends to be her lover in front of them and says that they're going on a trip with their friends. But when the guards see that both boats are tied together and notice Cassidy's angry face, the guard asks Jordan to show his papers. Jordan says that he is going to get the papers. But as soon as he leaves, his men come out with weapons and attack the guards. When the guards confront them, Ben sees that Kai has been injured. At the same time, during the fight, there is a massive explosion and all the guards are killed, which shows that they don't have much time left now. But even after such a major incident, Jordan remains unfazed. On the other hand, Craig is sitting in the sailboat and finds a weapon. At this moment, Sarah is about to lose consciousness. Cassidy helps calm her down and tells her to completely ignore Jordan. When both of them are ready, they jump into the water, but this time without the cage. Benz is still trying to save Kai, but Jordan arrives and stops him. Jordan tells him that as soon as the girls return with the gold, he will kill everyone on the boat so that there are no witnesses left. Benz is not at all surprised by this. He tries to stop Jordan, and a fight breaks out between the two. With a sudden jolt, Jordan falls down, but then he shoots Benz with a gun, and the bullet hits Benz in the shoulder. At this moment, Cassidy and Sarah surface from the water when they are far from the boat. Cassidy tries to calm her down. After this, Sarah decides that she will escape from this gang and swim to the beach without listening to Cassidy's advice. At that moment, a shark approaches the girls. Cassidy screams at Sarah, telling her to stop moving. But suddenly, Sarah can't hear her. Sarah starts to feel sad and can't control her emotions. She keeps floating and moving in the water, gradually attracting the shark even more. In the end, the shark eats her, and Cassidy watches everything from a distance, not knowing what to do. To avoid making the same mistake, she ties a scarf tightly and suddenly sees that the shark is right in front of her. At that moment, she thinks about the moment of her death, and she also remembers Seamus's words, which compel her to spread her arms. The shark swims past her hands. After this unique experience, Cassidy returns to the boat and tells Jordan to go down himself and get the treasure, since he's the one who's going to die for it. She cleans herself up and sees what Jordan has done to Kai. Jordan tries to change the subject and says that the boat is on fire. At that moment, as soon as Craig comes near the boat, he immediately jumps off so that no one notices. He moves forward and reaches the boat. He is the last of Jordan's men. The two fight for a while until Craig kills him. At the same time, a fight also breaks out between Jordan and Cassidy. Jordan decides that he will kill her. But at that very moment, Craig arrives and points his gun at him. Jordan hesitates for a moment and says that he actually won't shoot her. He attacks once and snatches the gun from Craig's hands. At that moment, Cassidy picks up Jordan's gun and points it at him. When Jordan finds himself trapped, he knows that whatever he is about to say now is his last hope. But Cassidy tells him that she's had enough of him and shoots him. Jordan falls straight into the water, where within seconds, the sharks finish him off. Then Craig and Cassie realize that Benz is still alive. So the two of them leave that filthy place, and that's where the movie ends.